So, I mean, we thought we had something in place. We thought we had ourselves a little 12-team college football playoff, and then all of a sudden, Pete Thamel of ESPN, he comes out and says that, well, listen, apparently there's been some discussions about there being a 14-team college football playoff. It wouldn't take place this upcoming season or the season after, but potentially 2026 could be a possibility that this goes down. So we went from 4 teams to 12 teams to, according to Pete Thamel, potentially up to 14 teams, and it feels like we are just starting to enter into territory where it's gonna feel like a long time ago to where people are debating who should be the 4 spot and who should be the 5.
Who feels left out here?
Yeah,
is that the conversation point that's connected to that?
I was gonna say, why stop at 14? Just make it 16.
Right.
I mean, do we really feel like there's teams that need buys? Like, with a 14-team playoff, that's how we would assume it would work. And the odd thing is outside of like the playing games and the NCAA tournament, do we have in college sports another area where we look at there's buys going into a tournament format? I mean, you might as well make it 16 at that point, right?
Yeah, I just wonder, like, where does it end?
I just felt like you add another game, not a bye. You add you're who's feeling left out? Like what money commodity, what company that has been a part of the bowl season, who feels left out? Because somebody's got to take a bath on this, right? I mean, if you really think about it, the bowl season has taken a dip based off of the playoff series. It's like the only games that really kind of truly matter. There's a few matchups that come across that you're like, I will watch, but
right.
You put all
don't ask Florida State fans. They didn't feel like the Orange Bowl mattered.
I'm
just saying.
They definitely did not. They did not.
Georgia did.
Georgia did.
Georgia State did not.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Who did Ohio State play in their bowl? Was that Missouri they played?
Yeah, Missouri felt like it mattered.
Yeah, one of the worst football games I've ever seen in my life.
And Ole Miss thought it mattered.
It had nothing to do with the fact that I bet on Ohio State.
Rutgers thought it mattered.
Well,
I mean,
it might have had to do with that.
Somebody feels left out. That's to me, that's why there has to be the discussion point. And how much money is left out, because at the end of the day, it is the bottom line. And so if you're adding 2 more teams to add another game, who does that? Like, what's the naming rights? Like, do we know yet what the naming rights are going to be on each one of these games that's played? Because they're going to play on their sites, right? Like, I think once you get later, it's going to be neutral, but early on, it's like the top seed, right? They get to play it at home, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you have all of these colleges like are hustling to fix their stadiums and build hotels and stuff like that, because the opportunity of infusion of funds.
They're assuming that
they're
going to be able to.
They're assuming.
I mean, you're assuming you're going to be there for a first round game or host one, right?
Yeah. I mean, but you got to be prepared for that, right? I mean, if you think about it,
some schools that like they could say that, like, oh, guys, let's build up more hotels and everything else. It's like, well, wait a second, we went 4-8 last year.
Well,
they're like, we're not making it into the playoff anytime soon.
I'm with you there.
Put some more money in NIL, maybe.
You're going to have to figure out what side of that coin you're on if you're going to be prepared for. Because here's the thing, I started thinking about this for State College. If we were to make the playoffs and host a home game, how the hell would that work? How would that work?
It'd be like any other big home game you have during the season.
How though? Because if it's considered to be a home game, it's just treated like a regular home game? What about it's a playoff game? So shouldn't the away team get more tickets, more opportunities to?
Oh, you mean crowd split?
Right.
F that.
No, that doesn't exist.
I want a true home game.
Yeah.
If it's a true home game, I can see that. But
I mean,
if it's not,
you guys probably have some. I mean, look, I was there this past year for the Michigan game.
Yeah.
There were some sections. I'm telling you, I hate to tell you.
No. They took over a couple spots.
There were some spots.
Yellowish.
I was like, man, that doesn't look like.
It looked a little yellowish.
Like it was the stripe out, right?
It didn't look like they messed up the stripe out.
Yeah, they messed
it up.
Too much maize in there.
Yeah, they did. But I guess what I'm saying is, when you talk about it's hard. It was hard for me to move on from it real quickly. I tried to. It hurt in my heart. And Joel's back there smiling like, "Yeah, Michigan, baby, Michigan."
Hey, you got to watch a Penn State game with LaVar though. It's the best.
Oh, jeez.
Although I think, am I bad luck?
I don't know.
I feel like every time we've been there together,
we lose.
Yeah,
that is kind of true.
Here's the problem: LaVar deserves some blame in this because, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
You have embraced the tailgating culture to a point
Yes,
to where
you have.
You,
yes, you have.
You are more excited about that
tailgate than
actually
the
being inside the stadium.
That's true. I
so
leave.
all those
Hold
fans
on.
are like, well, if nobody's going to sit here, like, let's just go out.
on.
I mean, why not?
Can we relive Week 1 of the college football season last year, LaVar? Take us. Who was the matchup for Penn State? Who are they taking on?
Was it West Virginia?
No.
Who was it?
Well, then Week 2, whatever it was, when they were taking on Delaware.
Oh yeah, when they played against my son.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But just take me through your activities that day.
I did a tailgate at the Spikes. Shouts out to the Spikes.
Spikes?
That's our minor league baseball team that's there. It's right across the street from the main entrance. I do my tailgate there.
All right.
I drink a lot of tequila and grapefruit juice. That's where I switch off from Long Island's, LaVar Island's, to grapefruit juice and tequila.
We went to the first half of the game, right?
I made it through I was on the sideline for the first half. Towards the end of the second quarter, I left to go into the tunnel and stop by they put a little VIP bar lounge in the little area where you can watch the players walk by. I stopped there, got me a Blue Moon, maybe one for the road. Then we walked and went to the suites and said hello to the people in the suites. Went saw the president of the university.
And
probably
then you got the
stopped.
hell out of there and went back to tailgating.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's like you can't really blame them for not, completing the whiteout or the stripe, and it gets
because there's too many guys like us that wanted to leave and go tailgate outside, and not we won that game, we blew them out, so it was a happy action fun time in the tailgating areas.
Now, did you skip the orange in the Blue Moon and just go straight Blue Moon?
Yeah, I drank it out of the can.
Oh yeah,
it was in a can.
Yeah, so you were already.
It was ice cold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I had already had about a couple. I know this is family show, so I won't talk about having bad habits. And to you young ones out there, it's just be responsible or just stay away. Just say no. Just say no.
Yeah.
All right. But for me, I wasn't saying no, and I was mixing grapefruit juice. Grapefruit juice is my weapon of choice outside of LaVar Island's.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some Casamigos. It's my deal.
Move.
That's my move. And you're right. I go right up into that. So I tailgate in a suite at the Spike Stadium. That's what makes it fun because we got a whole bunch of TVs in the suite,
and it's
there's
relatable.
Food there.
Which is the
well,
important
the stadium's empty. It's empty, so it's not like I'm like it's like high society type stuff. It's like I just thought of something that other people didn't think about.
Well, it's not low society, but yes, that's true.
Dang.
I mean, it's definitely high society.
Is it?
Low society?
Dang.
Damn.
I mean, I did take my shoes off,
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. I have my shoes
You took your
off.
shoes off at a tailgate?
Always.
Yeah, he always takes his shoes off.
Yeah. Always. Shoes off, baby.
At a tailgate?
Shoes off. I'm in the suite.
He would go shoes off at the Iditarod.
I would.
He doesn't care.
That is very true. That's very true.
Not
with no
interested.
socks.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That needs to be like a Twitter poll question. Like, where is it okay to take your shoes off at a tailgate?
I take them off.
You don't take them off in the airplane, do you?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Oh, no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Come on, man.
Oof.
Off. My feet
That's
don't
as
stink.
big of a no-no as it gets.
My feet do not stink.
It doesn't matter if they stink or not.
They don't stink.
No one wants to see your feet.
Don't look down there.
Not no one. There might be a few.
Keep your eyes up.
Don't
eyes
look
up.
down there.
Eyes up, soldier.
A guy walks in with his pants off. Why are you looking? So yeah, I'm to blame for this.
Eyes up.
Yeah. Eyes
No
up,
fly.
soldier.
No fly zone.
Private pile.
Yes, sir. Keep your eyes above your head.
It's a jelly donut.
Hey, but seriously, do you think that some of these places that if they make the playoffs will have enough to host a playoff game?
Yes. Because, I mean, if I'm being real, I think a lot of the places that are going to be hosting playoff games are teams that are already top of the college football world.
Which already have big crowds.
Which already
coming
have, I mean, think about it. I mean, Penn State over 100,000, Ohio State over 100,000, Michigan over 100,000.
You know how much of a headache it is to deal with State College on a Michigan or Ohio State weekend? It is. Yeah. It is horribly hard.
You got to start booking now. Like, it might be too late for next season.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have your itinerary and hotel and all that stuff together, it might be too late. I think the more interesting thing that I'm curious to see the impact is the weather at that time of year.
Yes.
So when you look at the college football calendar, you really don't get bad weather games or like too many games that are that highly impacted by cold, wind, those sort of conditions. You're going to get that when you talk about a playoff and hosting it in the month of December. Sure. Like there's no way of avoiding that for that first round. And so the field conditions, the actual weather conditions, how the teams handle that, like what happens, for example, if you get dumped on with a bunch of snow up in South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to push the game another week, like how do they handle all those logistical issues? Mind you still have to be around. That's finals for exams, everything else with a student calendar. So I'm more curious to see how that works out. I don't think these college towns will have any issue whatsoever handling the influx of people.
And also,
Nick Saban said stop calling them student athletes. By the way, that came from Coach Nick.
Listen,
stop calling them student athletes.
Saint Nick is the legend.
Yeah.
He's the greatest of all time. But I would still like to think there's a educational component. Call me naive.
Proud of you,
Call
man.
me old school.
That's that pretty dude stuff, man. See,
no,
the uglies.
I'd like
man,
to
we
think
going
that
to play ball.
These kids still
give me my helmet.
Do something with their degree at some point.
Yeah, the uglies. We like that. See ball, get ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The pretty dudes is like, yeah, I got to go to class.
Also, the people that are complaining.
You see some other people that are class too, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's very true. And y'all get the attention.
Bang, bang.
There you go.
The people that are the people that are also complaining that we've gone from 4 to 12 now to 14. And there's not that many good teams in college football. It's like, then don't watch. All right, then don't be a part of it. Don't watch a whiteout game in a college football playoff game and setting an atmosphere next year. If you don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. Don't watch. It's going to be awesome. And I was against them expanding it. I thought make it 6 teams. You want to give 2 bye weeks and then go that route. But the fact that we're here and we're at 12, whatever they decide on 14, I can't wait to see it play out, man. I think it's going to be phenomenal.
I want to know why 14. Like, why don't you just go to 16? And then everyone's got to play in the first round, which makes sense to me.
Why not?
Like, who's the guy that was like, you know what? 12, that's not enough. 16's too many. Let's just settle on 14.
Right there, right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
It's like,